You're due for a new headshot, but you can't help but look back in the mirror and notice that one eye is quite a bit different than the other. So what do you do? I'm Scott Lawrence, a headshot and portrait photographer based here in Detroit. And for the best headshot tips and tricks, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified when new videos are released. As a full-time headshot photographer, I photograph regular people, not models, and I've seen and heard all the insecurities. All the insecurities. But there's good news though. There are lots of tricks available. So keep watching. I've got you covered. First thing to remember is if it's time for a new headshot, it's time for a new headshot. Talking yourself out of staying current is the last thing you want to do. You just don't want to be that person that shows up to the local networking events with that 20-year-old headshot. People notice that kind of stuff. Trust me, they notice. Your friends and colleagues, even your business prospects, they want to see you today, as you look today, not from 20 years ago. You'll raise more questions if somebody thinks you're being deceptive by using that outdated photo. So what if your 20s were decades ago? Your years of wisdom and experience are your greatest asset. It's also important to remember that we're just not as symmetrical as we would hope we are. If you really start looking at a lot of faces up close, don't be creepy, you'll really see all sorts of asymmetry. You're going to see differences in eye shape, you're going to see jaw differences, just a range of things that really when it gets down to it, you're going to see the differences. And we're not, our left side is not the mirror image of our right side. It's just not how we're put together. A minor cosmetic quirk is no reason to run from the camera. As I remind just about everybody who comes through my door, you are your own toughest critic. Nobody else looks at your photo the way you do because they're too busy looking at their own photo. So trust me, a lot of the things that may be bugging you are things that nobody's going to notice. Well, that's great, you say, but seriously, what tricks do you have? Okay, here are the tricks. So the first thing we're going to do when you come in is talk about some posing tricks. A little posing goes a long way in any photo. And when posing a body part, whether it be your head, shoulders, chin, nose, remember that whatever is closer to the camera is going to appear bigger. Use that however you deem appropriate in your selfies. So back to that eye example. If one eye is a little smaller than the other, we're just going to simply position that smaller eye towards the camera and with the larger eye towards the back. Sometimes just that little tweak can make all the difference. If posing doesn't completely solve the problem, there's always some Photoshop tricks we can employ. Believe it or not, there are tools to tweak just about every facial feature in Photoshop. You can change individual eye size or position. You can alter the nose and the mouth. And there are even a bunch of tools to tweak the overall face shape and width. Now, some adjustments are better than others and some are more natural looking, but moderation is always the key. At most, I typically will make a couple of adjustments based on client feedback. So if somebody says they're a little self-conscious about their double chin, that's where I'll spend a little time. The adjustments are designed to really only be noticeable in a true side-by-side comparison. So at a glance, somebody else is really not going to notice that they've been edited. Subtlety is the key. If you go too far, then it becomes a problem. I go back to my retouching rule of thumb is that you should always look like the best version of you. So think about the idea of having the best night's sleep you've had in maybe the last 3 or 4 years. And we could certainly shed a few pounds too, but that's kind of the rule of thumb. We're not looking to take you back 20 years. We're looking for the best version of you today. If you're due for a new headshot, come on in. I'll take good care of you. I've got lots of tools and tricks available. I do hope this video has put a few things in context for you. Don't stress, and do mention any specific insecurities that you do have as you come in for your session. That's always going to give me, or whoever the photographer is, a chance to do some in-camera work that can really make a big difference out of the gate. With great posing and some subtle retouching, we'll get to your best headshot yet. If you have other questions around this general topic, please leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for audience feedback. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe either. If you're in the Detroit area, I'd love to see you for a session. You can book right online at scottlawrencephoto.com or through the link below in the description. That's all for now. Thanks again and have a great day.